71 yards rushing.
Look at that big goose egg.
We haven't done too well on yards passing as far as the Indiana Central people is concerned.
Total yards 250 to 84. First and 10 for the Greyhounds. Just across the Evansville 40, down near the 39. The pitch to Scarpone, wrapped up by Dave Farnball, the Aces' leading tackler.
He played that well. He cut it off. He took the pitch man on the option. You can see it here. Come down, made him pitch. Here comes Farnball. He's a fine player. When he gets the job done well when he makes contact.
He showed some very good lateral movement that time, something that a linebacker just has to have.
Scarpone. Boy, that's Mike Conroy. Had a great game last week. Doing a dandy job again here this afternoon.
Yeah, Mike sure did. Well, he's the fellow that came out a while ago. As Scott and I thought was a little pinched nerve. He sure didn't have anything wrong with him on that play. You can see it here. Here he comes. This is a little counter.
It's a fast healer, Don.
Fast healer. Mike Conroy, senior out of St. Paul, Minnesota.
Got some help from Scott Oliver. Let's suit that guy up. Ace purple.
Does he train at Funky's? He gets that walk, dance.
Vormer looking to throw. Got a man down the sidelines. Picked up. Great play by Neil Tucker.
I have mixed emotions here, though, Scott. We've got the football. The Aces got the football on the 5-yard line, or the 10-yard line. Here you see it. He makes an excellent stop in fighting for the ball. As you see both of them up, he comes down with it. We're on the 5-yard line. We've got 95 yards. We've got to really watch what we're doing down here. And as you know, and I know, we can't have any turnovers now.
Well, it was a great defensive play, but unlike the punt, you don't know whether he's going to punt. He could punt the ball and put it out on the 1-yard line. Anytime you get a chance to make that kind of play, you've got to make it.
At least we got the ball, right?
That's correct.
5-yard line. Brooks for a couple.
It's unfortunate the Aces are going to have to play fairly conservative football down here in this end of the field, but if they can mount a couple series to put a couple drives together and get the ball back out in decent field position, where if they do have to punt, Indiana Central will have to come with their backs against the wall.
Greg Schmalfeld on the stop. Give him 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Again, it is Brooks and Grant Gray behind Ralph Pavick. Aces with their backs to the wall, leading 10-7. The pitch to Brooks with Grant leading the way. Couldn't swing free. Sikora on the stop, the senior from Marshall, Michigan. Here you see it from behind the quarterback. Gray was in front, didn't deliver the block, though, that would have sprung Brooks free. And the Aces, 3rd and 5. You going to run it, Coach? This deep?
Well, we don't want to throw it. Well, of course, that's the philosophy of the coach. Here we go, California. Milwaukee 3-0. That's end of 2.
Brewers' obvious must-win situation here. Must first down situation. The Aces are going to come up well short. Gray couldn't get the first down yardage, and Terry Ballot will have to kick from his end zone. Boy, watch out here, sports fans. Evansville's field position this half, their own 15, their own 42, their own 48, their own 26, their own 20, and the 5.
We would like to have a real long one right now, I'll guarantee.
We certainly would. They can't afford any mistakes here at all in this punt team.
Mills and Horvath wait at the Evansville 43. The pressure's on. Block got it away. Roughing the
blitz.
kicker on that. Horvath has it. Flag.
Well, if the call is what we think it is, that's a big break for the Aces. That's as good an offensive play as you can find.
Balot appears to have an ankle injury or something, hobbling around. Here it is again. No doubt about it, he got there. A couple of flags on the field besides this one. There's a clip is what that second flag is. We'll have to wait for the officials to convene and sort out the details, but Evansville should come out of this with dandy field position and the ball and just 7:28 to protect a 10-7 lead.
Well, I tell you, if the Aces do get the ball back, it's going to be as big a play as there has been in this game for them. Unfortunately, though, it looks like Balot is hurt. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
You know, you sometimes wonder, Scott, when you get that type of injury, it's a hyperextension of the knee because the man was coming through the air and he caught him off of his back foot. Of course, Evansville is going to take the penalty back there. It's an automatic first down. Brings us out, and like you said, it could be a blessing for the Aces.
It really could. It could turn out to be hopefully a game winner for them.
Right.
Referee's marking it off 15 yards against Indiana Central. And the Greyhounds would have come out with dandy field position. Now, however, find themselves in a must-hold situation. They move it to the 25, 1st and 10 for Evansville. Ralph Pavick still at the controls. Brooks and Grant Gray. Blitz, but Grant Gray swinging to the right side, tripped up. Nice play by Tom Collins, who's had a fine afternoon.
He showed some speed on the turn there. 84 was coming up from Mike Heyman from Indiana Central was coming up pretty quickly. He really showed some good speed in turning the corner. Here you see it again.
That's right, that's Heyman from his left in position on the stop. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. Gary McCall goes to the top of your screen, slot left. Staves, the tight end, on Pavick's right. This is Brooks up to the 30, near the 31-yard line. So the Aces now facing another 3rd and 5 situation. Think they'll throw this time, gentlemen?
Well, I tell you, I think the main thing that the Aces have to guard against, especially offensively, is becoming too conservative. I think their ace in their hand is their passing game, and I think they've got to use it. It's probably what they practice on the most and what they do the most effectively, and I think they're going to have to use that.
McSchnell is in there, motion. This is Schnell on the pitch. Not much room to go, but he's able to muscle his way out near the 33, but will be shy of the first down. And with Balot injured on the sidelines, Ty Kiza will come on to punt for the Evansville punting team.
Well, that goes to show you why I'm just a player and not a coach.
Well, they did use the grass side of the field.
Found it a nice place for him to land.
He's so strong. He's so strong, as you see there. If it hadn't been for the halfback coming in on the pop-off, he might have gotten through there.
Well, 5'10", 225 pounds. That's a short little stocky body with a lot of momentum. They're hard to bring down.
Ty Kiza, the cornerback, will punt with Balot injured on the sidelines. Gets away a medium height spiral that is taken with a fair catch at the 40-yard line. So Indiana Central loses about 20 yards in field position on the roughing the kicker penalty, and they'll take over at their own 40-yard line.
I've been real proud of our punter in this half, grounding some ground balls. We're lucky that the Greyhounds haven't had the big rush on, but he grounds it. He feels the ball real well. Here we go, number 20.
Well, let's get Scott Marsh back up here.
Illinois. Is that Illinois 17.5 or Illinois 17?
I don't know. I don't know. They might have given him a half point.
Auburn 3, Kentucky nothing. First quarter.
Indiana Central has just 5 minutes and 40 seconds to put some offense together. Good give.
This is exactly, Bill, this is exactly what Coach Rogers did not want to happen to our ball club.
Well, the Aces defense, they've had a chance to get a little rest now, and with only 5 minutes to play, they've got to find just that little extra and play with just that little more heart and get the job done. They've been playing so well all day long. With only 5 minutes to play, I think they can muster something up to keep the Greyhounds out of the end zone.
Maryland 35, Indiana State nothing.
Sycamores had won 4 straight.
One nice thing about this type of offense, it's not nice thing about it. One bad thing about it, if you're trying to play catch up, and you're in the middle of the field with only 5 minutes to go in the ball game, it's rather difficult. They've got to throw the football to get it down closer to the end zone.
Well, even I think that they're going to have to put the ball up just to keep the defense honest, so they can't key on the run like they have been doing. And
3rd and a foot for Indiana Central at midfield. Big play right here. 4:23 to go. Fumble. Recovered by the Aces. Tom Isaacs fell on the loose ball. McMitchell couldn't hang on. And again, the Greyhounds have turned it over. Their 6th turnover this afternoon. And with 4:17 left to go, the Aces appear to be sitting pretty.
Well, I kind of feel sorry for Coach Bless at Indiana Central, and I know, Scott, the turnovers that they've had 13. They've lost the ball 11 times in the 4 previous games. And today it'll be interesting to see their statistics. And it seems like if they have a turnover, they lose the ball.
Well, I tell you, they're always very costly. It doesn't matter who it is or how they do it. The Aces have been very fortunate that they've been able to capitalize on these turnovers. And I think up to this point, I don't know whether you agree with me or not, I think it's been the difference in this game.
Right. I agree with that. What was the last play, Bill?
Ralph Pavick and Andy Dibble missed the connection on the snap. So Pavick elected to just gather in the ball and hang on to it. Now the officials call for time while they get a new ball. The Aces swallow a yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 11. Schnell and Grant Gray. Mick Schnell and Grant Gray, the running backs, behind Ralph Pavick. Gary McCall is to this side. Pavick 5 of 10 in this half with 1 interception. This is the halfback option. Picked off and dropped. Intended for McCall. John Kennedy had it but couldn't hang on.
That was almost a very big play for the Aces. The Greyhound defense was fooled. He was open, and he just overthrew him just a little bit.
Here you can see it. He's down the sideline, but that free safety came over and almost made the stop on him.
So it puts the Aces in a 3rd and 11 situation as Andy Dibble moves the club to the line of scrimmage and gets down over the ball. Staves to the left. McCall split wide left. Jay Barnett on this side. Mick Schnell and Grant Gray behind Ralph Pavick with 3:47 to go. And the Aces leading by 3. Schnell, big hole to the 40.
Big play there, Bill. Big play. That gives a 1st down. And, of course, with how much time left on the board, we'd have 3:36. Consequently, here you see it again. He's a big fella, Scott. But he's low gravity, and consequently, when you're out like that, he's kind of a hard man to bring down. You see what the halfback did. He came in, tried to cut underneath him.
Well, he's probably looking out for his own safety, but that was an excellent play. It's probably the biggest play that the offense has had the whole second half, and you can give a lot of credit to the back with the ball, but I tell you, he also had one heck of a hole up there, too.
Sure did.
Schnell gets the 1st down. That's their longest run from scrimmage today. 11-yard pickup for Schnell. And the Aces, with the clock running, 3.5 to play, protecting a 10-7 lead. Still Schnell and Gray behind Pavick. Now motion from Al Beatty. This is Schnell, another good haul to the 36-yard line. Pat Parks, the middle guard, the co-leader in team tackles for Indiana Central, finally got a hold of him.
Did I detect someone going for the ball out there when the fellow was on the ground?
Well, Indiana Central has to try and come up with a big play of their own now. Obviously, usually how the way they teach it is the first person must try and make the play, and anybody else coming in has to try and strip that ball.
There he is, number 73, I think, was trying to take the ball away.
McCall in motion. Pavick on the quarterback option, trying to get down near the 35.
The clock is being stopped. For what reason?
They want to kill they're going to let it run down. 2:22 remaining now in the game, and the Aces still clinging to a narrow 10-7 advantage.
Notre Dame 7, Miami nothing. First quarter score.
So Scott, when do you think we'll see NFL football back on Sunday afternoon?
Well, I tell you what, Bill, I really have no idea. As I said before, I didn't think the strike would last more than a week or two because of the fact that it's already gone through its third week and there's no end in sight. I don't think anybody can realistically predict an end to it. It's a very unfortunate situation for everybody involved, not only the players, the management, but also the fans who
and you're
pay
ready.
Top dollar to watch us play.
You're ready to start. You'd be ready to go Monday, wouldn't you?
Well, I certainly would. As I've told some people since I've been home, I've been playing football for 16 years, and this is the first fall that I've ever sat out, and I don't enjoy it. I love the game, and I certainly miss it.
Are you in? How are your feelings toward what the players' union is requesting from the owners? Or do you want? This is a free.
You're trying to put me on the spot now, huh? Well, I don't necessarily agree with some of the stands that the NFLPA has taken, but as a member of our union and because of the fact that I do support our union and feel that there's changes that need to be made, I support the strike wholeheartedly. It's unfortunate that we went about the way we did, but now that we are in it and we're very deep in it, I think we've got to stick with our demands.
Here it's a 3rd and 6 situation. McCall in motion left, big play for the Aces. Pavick's going to throw to Staves, who had fallen down, then had it, couldn't hang on, and the Aces are faced with a 4th and 6.
Well, Scott, here's a decision for you to make. We're on, what, the 35, 36-yard line. We're going to kick it down there, even if we only get 16 yards on it, right?
Well, I don't think there's any question. I think the Aces are really forced to punt the football. I think they're probably counting on or hoping that maybe he can put it out inside the 10, inside the 5-yard line. And then Indiana Central has to go 90, 95 yards to even attempt to tie this game up.
Balot back in to kick it away to the 15, where Mills takes it and is swarmed under.
About 85 yards to go.
With 2:11 to play.
2:11 to play.
I want to apologize for our audio problems. We're working on it. Hope to clear it up momentarily, a slight buzz. And stick around, because after we're done here, we'll send you to Birmingham, and we'll join the Penn State-Alabama game in progress. Just 2:11 left to go in this one. Indiana Central has 85 yards to go, trailing 10-7.
As you see on that replay, that fellow that fields the ball had a lot of intestinal fortitude, because there were 3 Aces looking him right in the eye.
Look out. Former to run to the 20, 25. It'll be tough for Indiana Central to make up the ground. They're 1 of 9 passing with 1 interception, and total yards still remains 0. Boy, that's got to kill a ball club. That's tough to swallow.
Well, I think
you see, Dave,
they are definitely in not a very enviable position, because they are a run-oriented offense, and now they're forced to throw the ball, which they have not done effectively all day.
Former will try, however. Now rolls right, does throw, complete along the sidelines, and out of bounds is Bob Bohanna.
the most important thing for the Aces defense right now is just to maintain their composure. The pressure is on Indiana Central. They've got to score to even tie this game, and as long as Evansville maintains their composure, and I think they'll be in fine shape.
Tony Brake reports in. Scott Oliver leaves on a 2nd down and 2 for Indiana Central. Should be a 3rd down, I believe. 2nd down, I'm sorry, 2nd down and 2. Former again rolls right. Again, he keeps it. He has a 1st down and more up near midfield.
They're folding down on our strong side over there, Scott. They've done that now about 3 times. If you'll look, if we get a replay on it, watch their strong side where he's rolling to. They're blocking down. Look up here at the top of our screen. You see them come down? And then they just fold around.
They've lost their contain the last 3 or 4 plays, and they've got to contain that quarterback. He is a pretty good runner, and they can't afford to allow him to get outside like that. They've got to keep him in the pocket.
The clock rolls with 1:38. Former back in trouble. Now gets some daylight across midfield. 45, breaks a tackle. 40, along the 30, along the sidelines to near the 34-yard line. And gets out of bounds to stop the clock. And now the Aces are going to call for time and talk it over. Again, Former able to scramble free.
You know, this looks almost like an offense that they've designed with Former, and I don't know whether Coach Bless has done that or not, but people are coming back to block quick for him, and
well, I think they probably expect Evansville to be in a prevent defense, looking for the pass, and they've been able to use Former very effectively as a runner.
This by far their most effective drive of the 2nd half. 90 seconds remain. It is 10-7, University of Evansville over Indiana Central University on homecoming Saturday.
4th inning, Milwaukee 3, California nothing.
Brewers in an obvious must-win situation, trailing California 2-1 in the best of 5 tonight. Atlanta plays at St. Louis in the National League playoffs. Phil Niekro against John Stuper. 2 of those games rained out thus far. That advantage to Atlanta after last night's rainout, because Niekro was coming back on just 1 day's rest. Of course, Phil maintains that he does not need as much rest as a hard-throwing pitcher with that knuckleball. St. Louis could take a commanding 2-0 lead in that series tonight. Here it is 1st and 10 for Indiana Central at the Evansville 35. With 1:30 left to play, and the Aces now desperately clinging to a 3-point edge. Scarpone breaks some tackles, gets down to the 30. And the Greyhounds call for time.
1 timeout left.
1 timeout remaining. Indiana Central broke the seal as you look at the last play, the game by Scarpone. Indiana Central scored first on a touchdown. Then the Aces came back, got a field goal, and then a razzle-dazzle flea flicker touchdown from Pavick to Staves, and the lateral to Donnie Austin, who took it in. Some homecoming awards, some homecoming refreshments.
Well, here's where the Aces have to find something defensively. They have to come up with the big play. They can't allow Indiana Central to get much closer, because then they're going to be in very positive field goal range. I think right now a field goal is very questionable.
3rd quarter, Bama over Penn State by a touchdown. We'll be going there after we're finished here. 2nd and 6 for the Greyhounds. 1:23 left to go. Indiana Central trailing by 3. Warmer looking to throw. Got a man open. Picked off by Taikiza. And that should seal its shot. And they're going crazy at Central Stadium.
Well, there's the big play that we were looking for. The Taikiza came up with that interception, and that's exactly what they needed.
You know, it's always easy, Scott, to second guess. I don't know whether I would have wanted to throw that long ball. We still got a minute and some odd left to go. And anytime this boy hasn't thrown that well today to begin with, he's throwing it up in the air. They know that the U of E is in a prevent defense. The ball is high.
Well,
I don't know whether I like the call or not.
I don't. I would have to tend to agree with you there, Don. The worst they could do is tie it. They had lots of time and they had lots of room, but it didn't pay off for them.
Havoc will keep it. The Aces could just fall on the ball because Indiana Central has but one timeout remaining and burn that.
There's 69 seconds left to go in the ball game, and it's a situation that we just can't go on three. Can three quarterbacks sneak skid?
Yeah, because all you have to do is run out the clock.
Because they are through calling their timeouts.
That's right. I want to thank Bobby Lewis for helping us spot this afternoon. Bill Van Alstyne, our statistician. Our thanks to Bob Boxell, the sports information director at U of E, and I'm sure that Secretary Jan Scheik and Assistant Tim Stevens were of a big benefit in helping piece together some of the information, tons of information, I should say, that Bob provided us with. And I wanted to make sure we get in thanks to them. Great thanks to our engineering crew who pieced this show together yesterday in the rain and then was out here again this morning in just, monsoon-type weather to put together the microphones and string all the cables. Paul Jordan, Aaron Thomas, Bruce Wiley, and Rick Nodder, Kenny Perkins, Steve Nelson. I'm going to leave out some people, but those are some of the folks out here. Of course, John Watson, our chief engineer, Mike Peckinpah, John Bennett, a whole host of folks. Our special thanks also to Don Watson and Scott Studwell, who made the trip down from Minnesota back to his hometown. Did you get to see your Warriors last night, Scott?
No, I didn't get to see them. I didn't have a chance.
They were impressive. A win over Henderson County. Here, 1:09 left to go. Pavic on the give to Schnell. And he'll just run a couple of yards before Tom Collins will wrap him up. And we'll take under a minute to go. 10-7. Evansville leads.
Now, we're not in a big hurry to get back to the huddle, right, Scott? We're going to take advantage of everything we can get.
They just want to be careful that they don't use too much time and get a delay of game penalty, which would stop the clock.
And on about the 7-yard line would not be too good.
This will probably be the last play of the afternoon. Waited a little bit too long. You only got 25 seconds, and the Aces failed to get it out. So we'll see one more play. Back of the station production help provided today by and throughout the days while we piece together information from Bill Borowski and Luann Moore. Of course, thanks to Chris for keeping us up to date on that Alabama-Penn State game. We'll be going to Birmingham as soon as we're finished here, so stay with us. Dale Williams, Earl Waitman. You can go through a ton of names. We'll run credits for you at the end.
I think the amazing thing here is the Aces have not fumbled today. This is an amazing thing in the field like it is. Let's hope they don't do it now.
32 seconds left to go. The clock stopped on the delay of game penalty. Pavic will fall on the ball, probably. Try and run off a little time. All they have to do is get it down to 25 seconds. And now we've got a timeout. The clock is stopped with 26 seconds. And an injury timeout.
Which means this.
Now the Aces will have to kick. They will have to kick. Because there are 26 seconds left. The clock will start as soon as the injured player leaves the field.
But then you still, Bill, got, yes, we probably should give it a boot. But I still think it was a 25 or 26.
I guess you could, that's right, you could run the ball. You could just take it and fall down. At any rate, we should see one more play here this afternoon. Cannot see who the injured player is. There's the story. It'll be 4th and 12. It's an Indiana Central player who appears to be okay.
I sometimes wonder whether that injury is. You think that injury is null and, is.
You coaches cook up all kinds of things, don't
well,
you?
That's one of those.
Just kind of wonder whether that is a real injury or not. You know,
that's probably one of those miracle injuries.
Yes,
He'll probably.
Right. We've seen that practice before.
I'm sure he'll be fine tomorrow.
Or in the shower after a few minutes.
He won't have any trouble walking to the bus.
It's number 75.
He's the big tackle.
Mark, the coach's son. Mark Bless.
He was coached at the breakfast table this morning.
Roughly, here are your unofficial game statistics. First downs, U of E 11 to ICU 9. Yards rushing, UE 60 to the Greyhounds 159. Passing, U of E 176 to the Greyhounds 8 yards. So your total offense is 236, 167 in favor of UE. Of course, the 176 to 8. Boy, that'll kill you. Turnovers is what really stuck the knife in the back of the Greyhounds today. 7 turnovers for Indiana Central. The Aces able to capitalize. Georgia leading Ole Miss. Blowing Ole Miss away. Oklahoma over Texas. ABC had the rights to that football game and elected to drop it because of the poor performance by the Sooners this season. So I'm sure the Oklahoma Ball Club is up for that game. Leading Texas 7-0 early on. Penn State, Alabama coming up next. Ralph Pavick returns. The Aces will fall on the ball as the clock runs down. 13 seconds, 12, 11, 10. The Aces will have to get off a play, or they will take the delay of game penalty. Crowd counting it down. 1 second remains. Delay of game penalty. 26 seconds were left. You get 25 to get off the play. But move it half the distance to the goal line. Pavick will take the snap, I believe, and then fall on it, although the Aces now make wholesale substitutions.
You know, Bill, this was an amazing thing today, this ball game, because Coach Rogers said and talked to me the other day about the ball game, and it was just exactly what he was concerned about. Scott, he was concerned about how these people would run the ball, whether we could contain them, and we wanted to force them into a passing game. And as we saw in the second half, this ball club moved the ball well. Had it been a dry field, they might have given us some problems, although I don't think they have lightning speed. But it was exactly like he said. Plus, I think our passing game, though, might have been much more effective, and we could have maybe put more points on the board.
Well, there were certainly a lot of things that were canceled out by the weather, but I think there's a lot of credit due to the Aces.